Hey Tom, this is from some video analysis from your rolling session with Jay and I about a week ago. Up top is your very first roll of the session. We're going to compare that to Matthew's down below, and then we'll look at some of your other rolls later in the session. First year roll up top here. That roll gets you up, injury-free. I think it's even work for you in some pretty hard terrain like the Upper Yacht. Your best roll later in the session kind of splits the difference between that roll and Matthew's roll here below. First quick difference to note is in the setup, Matthew gets both hands completely out free of the water. That's going to help him get a lot of leverage to rotate his boat. The more wound up his torso is towards the surface, the higher his hands are, the more leverage he gets. Second, the last position that each of your hands are in before rotating the boat is pretty different in this first roll, and this gets better over the course of the session. Your paddle is tracking way low, so great hand position there for the backhand, but this hand is like subsurface there, whereas Matthew's remains at the surface. Now Matthew is a much more flexible human than you or I are, but what's interesting is you'll see your hand further at the surface later in the session. Lastly, this is not commenting one way or the other. Both of you have different strategies going on for keeping your center of gravity low in the final phase of the roll as the boat scoops under you or as you recenter your boat, your body over the kayak. You are accomplishing that by leaning back. Matthew is ducking his head towards his active blade. When you were watching Jay roll earlier in the session, you even commented that his roll went better when he was not simply facing his face forward, but actually turned his head and his upper body towards his blade. Now he's doing more of a sweep roll, you're doing more of a C to C roll, but I still think it could be helpful to add this like nose looking pointed at your active blade down here. By contrast, later in the session, your front hand and the blade itself are visible at the surface. That's much closer to what Matthew's doing. Really great job making that adjustment. Keep a hold of that. Don't let that go. Second, the position of your top or your front hand right before you start rotating your boat improved as the session went on. I think depending on your flexibility, potentially could sweep out even further. Camera angle is different here, but I think Matthew is out almost 60 degrees paddle shaft angle compared to center axis of kayak angle. Yours is closer to 45 question mark. And then these two stills are from the same point in your roll versus Matthew's roll. You are much less leaned back. It looks to me like your right ear is just a touch closer to your right shoulder than the other way around. I think that head could still be lower in some form and get you a little more snappiness, a little more ease out of your roll. So just to review, the top roll is one of your better ones from the session. You get both hands all the way out of the water in the setup position before you even start to move your paddle. This leads to a blade that's closer to the surface of the water and consequently a torso that is more extended towards the surface or like wound up towards the surface so that you have a little more range of motion to unwind from than with your blade deep subsurface. And then look at the difference in body position as you roll up. In that first one, you probably have to be that far back to still get the kayak upright if you're not getting your blade all the way to the surface and out from your kayak before you roll it. Really nice work in this session, Tom. Keep these skills sharp, keep working on them, get others to shoot video of you. Doesn't have to be me, although I do love working with you. Thanks for coming out.